Hey everybody, welcome back to Morning Talk with Mike and Paul. Paul's over in England, if you did not know that. And they played host to the president. Paul said there was no way in hell he was going to go to London to see the Orange Man. But
no, I did not. You lying little bastard. You lying little bastard.
I'm sorry.
I said there's no way in hell I'm going to drive 6 hours to pay to get into London.
And you have to pay to get into London.
Yes. It's called a road tax. It used to be £5 back in the 80s when they brought it in.
Oh, so it could be a hell of a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Electric cars are free.
Now, don't give any of the cities in America that idea, because lawmakers would say, "Oh yeah, that's a great idea."
I think
$5 to get into our city.
I think Americans pay too much in fucking tax as it is.
Yeah.
I mean, we pay a lot, but not half as much as you. And that property tax bullshit, that's just a rip-off. That's them in power wanting more.
See, these are the things Paul and I talk about before we go live.
And then that lying bastard tries to throw me under the bus.
I didn't try. I attempted.
Yeah, tried. Same thing.
But
if you try something, you attempted it.
So the next big thing is I don't know if people saw this. There is a big memorial service at the Arizona Cardinal Stadium. I think it's the All-State Stadium now. It used to be the University of Phoenix Stadium. And they are planning on letting in 66,000 people into this. And then the parking lot's going to be filled probably. But the president's going to be there, the vice president. And that's where I'm kind of shocked that they're going to have the president and the vice president outside of D.C. in the same location. They usually don't do that. It's one or the other.
Is that celebrating the fact that Leah Thomas can no longer cheat?
No, that's something totally different. So yeah, it's going to be on Fox News. I think it's
heard what he did.
2:00 on Sunday. So that's going to be a big deal. It's going to be everywhere. You're going to see tons and tons of YouTube reviews and all kinds of stuff about the funeral and stuff. But today we're going to be talking about what a bad week it's been in America. Hell, it has been a bad summer. And it's not over with yet.
Have you heard the latest crap? Leah Thomas said Charlie Kirk hated her. For starters, he
didn't even know her.
He hated what he stood for.
Yeah.
He was a cheat that couldn't make it in his own gender, so cheated his way to make it into the women's.
Yeah, that's all it is.
And I don't care who I upset. I call a spade, a coon, and a bloody cheat a cheat.
Yeah. So yeah, so we're going to be talking about what's going on, and is it normal? Is it normal, all the crime that's going on? Well, looking at historical numbers that, like I've been doing at the national level, it is normal. It happens every year.
Yeah.
Bad things happen to good people every single year, every month, every day. And we allow that to happen. We allow politicians, local politicians, and on the federal level, at the national level, at the city level, to keep the status quo the same. And it's surprisingly and shocking to me that they're okay with it. This is just the way it is. This is what happens in a big city. All right. This is normal behavior. But what happens when the people's had enough? Okay. Do we go into a civil war? Do we go into what we're doing now? We're having to send soldiers in there because the cities that are controlled, that have the big crime rates and stuff like that, the politicians are handcuffing our police officers, our SWAT teams. You can only do this. Now it's spread to our judicial system,
Judicial.
to the courts.
Judicial.
That's the word I was looking for. So I'm going to use the word courts.
It's judicial.
Judicial
Yeah.
system. And they're arresting judges that are siding with the criminals. It is insane. And I talked, I think on Wednesday, that judges are government employees.
And can be sacked by the head
Why is
governor.
it so hard to fire a judge? They already have a system in place for incompetence. Okay, why?
Oh, don't get me started on your bloody judges.
Why don't
they're working hours?
The president nominates, the House confirms federal judges. So why don't they just say, "Hey, this is not it"? I mean, you can impeach a president. Why can't you impeach a judge? Why is it so hard?
According to Wendy, you can.
Well, why aren't we doing it?
Because the liberals
Here's why we're not doing it. And this is just my thought. My thought is that if the party that's in power starts this rock rolling down the mountain by getting rid of judges, when the other party gets into power, they do the exact same. And then we're just replacing judges left and right. Next thing you know, some podunk lawyer in Mayberry RFD is now a federal judge because we're running out of qualified people to be judges. And we're doing it based on our beliefs and what's best for our side. But what about what's best for the American public? Why do you have to bring politics into the courthouse? Now, they might as well take that lady down with the blindfold and the scales. They might as well take that down, because justice is not blind anymore. The way I see it, it's not blind. Their eyes are wide open and they're doing it all. It's all about power and all that. The police, the gangs, the crime.
I can't wait for you to
That's
start.
what we're going to be talking about today. Okay, so I'm glad you guys are here. I did pin the link at the top. Please join Paul and I up here. I want to know your thoughts. Okay, I want to know your thoughts, whether it's right, left, middle, whatever. Because there's a lot of us that are middle of the road conservative, middle of the road liberal, and there are ways of working things out, but our kindergarten mentality politicians just seem like they just can't get their shit together. Sorry, guys. The truth's the truth. And that is what we're going to talk about today. I want to thank you guys for coming in. Thank Paul for being here. And let's see who we have in the chat. And I know Paul's going to keep me abreasted on, he said abreasted, on people that are coming in that I'm missing. Says Joe, fix it for you. There's Tamara over at Heartland headquarters with Dink and Tank. There's Mr. Paul saying hello from merry old England.
He's a good-looking fella, him.
Welcome in. Almira, welcome in, my friend. There is Charmaine. Good to see you. Ilokana. I hope I said that correctly. Welcome in.
Ilokana.
There is my friends Leela and Layla. Welcome in. Crystal's Adventure. Hello, my friend. Abby G, big supporter, shares us out. Jolynn, welcome in. There's Anna G. Shane Raza, welcome in. There's Nay Smile. There's Wendy over at Hardneck Farms.
Shh.
Why is that?
It's Wendy.
I'm going to tell you something. Paul and I was talking, and we have lost power like 4 times this morning. We had a thunder cell come through here. I think it's past us now, but man, the sky was lit up all morning. We had a great show until the power started going out. And but I think we're good now. There's Philip W. Ryder. Curly Sienna. Welcome
You better
in.
be quick because I ain't doing this on my own.
Yeah. Ray Castile, welcome in. Yes, happy Friday, everybody. TGIF for all you working class people. For me, it's Friday every day. There's Jamie over at Rourke's Littlefield.
It's Friday every day. Terry lets him think it's Friday.
Oh, man. Let's see. Ariana, welcome in. There's Ricky Smith over at Veterans Landing.
Right. You've missed a few.
There's Jovita Navarro. I'm going to get to him, Paul.
Oh, you will.
Oh, okay. There's Barbara Castile.
My husband Ray's in here as well.
Yeah. There's Maria. Welcome in. There's Ralph over at Webb's Web.
You've missed Philip W. Ryder.
Oh, no, I said him. I said Philip's name.
No, you
There.
didn't.
Yeah, I sure did, Paul. I swear I did. There is.
Mary's going to spank you for swearing.
Jerry. There's my friend Mary Yahoo. Welcome, man.
And the butlers are in.
Again, there's Philip W. Ryder. We don't do nothing now. All right, I'm at the bottom. Can you imagine that, Paul? I'm at the bottom.
What about Jerry and Susan?
People in here.
What about Jerry and Susan?
I said Jerry and Susan.
You're making things up now.
I'm thinking I need to ship you a pair of these VA hearing aids, Paul.
Rebecca's here. She's been lurking.
Hey, Rebecca, Touched by Yarn. Welcome in. Terry's on the phone with Brittany down in Waco. their morning 2-hour to 3-hour talk every single morning.
Send Brittany my cuddles.
They talk more. I would say they talk more in a week than the whole time Brittany was growing up. But that's good. That's good. They have a great relationship. They're like best friends. They tell each other everything.
Right.
I can't get out of the hospital or do something without Brittany already knowing about it. Oh, and here's something, guys. I said, hey, Terry, where are you at? And she goes, I'm in the laundry room. There's a snake in the house. I said, what? She goes, there's a snake in the house. And dude, I'm in my recliner with my feet on the floor. I hit the button and I get my feet up and I'm looking around. And I said, she goes, then all of a sudden she comes in and gets a chair. I said, what the hell is she doing? So I go in there and I'm looking around the corner into the laundry room, and there is a gopher snake up on the top ledge on the trim around the door.
So Terry's putting a chair there so she can reach up and grab it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like going, and of course it's trying to strike her. It's only about that long.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, how did the snake get in the house? She goes, well, if I knew that, I would tell you, but I don't know how it got in the house.
Mike,
And
you're missing the big picture.
The back door wasn't closed all the way. And, a snake can get into anything. And it was a small, it was as thin as a pencil, but it was about yay long. So
but what gets me about a gopher snake?
10 inches long.
What gets me about a gopher snake is how the hell did they get up there?
That's what I want to know. And she goes, well, according to, she has this app that tells you what kind of snake, what kind of animal, what kind of leaf, all this stuff. And she took a picture of it while it was up there. And it first came back as a python. She goes, well, that's not right. And so she went and got the chair and got a close picture, and it said it was a rat snake. And apparently a rat snake, like a black snake, can make itself, it can take a corner of something and it can actually move up because the floor is so cold. It was trying to get away from the cold because it came in from outside and it was warm outside and it's cold in the house. So it was trying to get away from that. And so she got it and it fell down to the floor. And so it was trying to get behind the washer, and I'm yelling at her, stop it, get it. I'm cowering behind the corner of the room. And so she puts her foot on it and reaches down and grabs it and takes it outside and takes it out into the field and lets it go. Not me. I said, kill it. I was giving her a pair of scissors. Don't be coming into my sanctuary. It was kind of funny, and Terry was laughing. Hey, there's Bowen at Thunderstick Homestead.
Terry was laughing. Terry probably had to change 3 pairs of drawers.
Oh, man, I can't.
She was laughing so bad at you.
It was in my safe space. Hey, there's Bud. The Bud files are here.
I'd like to get a chair. Sit you in a chair and get about 30 normal sized black rat snakes. I just dump them in the room.
No, see that I would have holes and chips in my wall because I'd be shooting them.
Not in the room I'd put you in.
So I want to thank everybody for coming in. So, hey, let's get busy. What if you put a number on the number of mass shootings that has happened since January, the beginning of the calendar year, here in America? If you did that, and a mass shooting is according to the feds, is anything over 2 people. All right.
Tony's just come in.
If it's over 2 people, so if it's 3 or more people involved in a mass shooting, then they classify it as a mass shooting. The shocking thing is I went to the website. Let me see where I've got that at.
There's another one of you falling apart. Tony, our cabin in the woods is coming.
Okay.
He says, Mike is a big wuss, was listening, but now heading into Doc's office trying to pick a date for my knee replacement.
Well, that's fine. I freely admit it. I am a wuss when it comes to that. Okay. Say call a spade, and I'm terrified of snakes. And when I went to jungle school, I just lived in soiled underwear all the time down in Panama because they were everywhere. But let's get to this. What major crimes have been committed just in September? Okay, but we led off September. Okay, and you got to remember something. Not in September, but in starting in this when summer started on the 14th of June, Minnesota State's Representative Melissa Hortman was assassinated in a shooting at her home in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Hortman, the leader of the state House of the Democratic Caucus, was killed alongside of her husband in their home. It was an assassination. Okay.
Yeah, it's the Democrats clearing house.
That was huge. Then we move over to September. And on September 10th, of course, conservative activist Charlie Kirk was fatally shot on the college campus in Utah Valley University, which this event generated discussion about political violence, and politicians and advisors have made various claims about extremist groups and who is responsible, and the subject was arrested later in the week. Well, 33 hours later, not later in the week. So those are big, high-profile cases, but you don't hear about the hundreds upon hundreds of shootings around. And that is because a lot of those are not newsworthy to a lot of these stations. Okay? Meaning, do they have
political assimilations?
Yeah. Do they have a checklist? Now, I will tell you one thing that these news agencies that I have noticed is that if the person's of color, it's on the news. And not if somebody of the same persuasion kills them, then it's not newsworthy to them.
Nope.
But if somebody who is Caucasian shoots somebody that is of color, of course it's going to be on the news. I'm not making this up. Okay. And what does this do? It puts the thought, it plants the seed.
Jamie! Billy Jack got shot by Becky's dad for getting her pregnant again. Kind of things go in America.
Yeah. But it plants the seed in groups that everybody the cops come in contact with, they shoot and kill them.
Yeah.
Oh, we're killing massive amounts of people. Now, you got 13, roughly somewhere between 13 and 14 million African Americans live in the United States. Okay. And you would think that the cops are out there and all they're doing is looking for Black Americans to kill, to shoot. And it's not true.
I know
Okay.
that. You know that. Everybody that's got their head screwed on right knows that.
Out of all so far this year, 929 shootings by police officers across the United States, less than 5% of that number is African American.
Yep.
Facts are the facts. In order to get those facts, you've got to have a body at the coroner's office. There's got to be a body. You've got to see the truth. But yet, if you watch the news, you would swear that is the only demographic part of society that is getting shot by the police. Dude, people who look like me get shot every day by cops because we have a lot of wackadoodles. Every side has got a bunch of wackadoodles. The majority of African Americans are killed by African Americans. And why aren't you guys pissed off about that?
Because it doesn't fit the
narrative.
Yeah.
It doesn't fit the narrative. Hey, Miss Arlene. There's Charlene Grady. Welcome in.
Shirley De La Cruz.
Shirley De La Cruz. Welcome in.
Eligio De La Cruz.
Hello, Eligio.
Shirley Admin. Mustn't forget her.
Shirley Admin's here. All right. We got 28 people in the chat. So why do they do it? Why do they bait the viewers? Well, number one, there is no liberal news agency, and I'm going to say that gets more viewers, okay, than Fox News. Not saying Fox News is right on the money every single time. All right. They do point out this disparity on the news. They point it out. They show that we only take a small clip of the whole thing and we blame it wherever it fits. Okay. So
there's Virginia Alexander.
Let's look. Hey, Virginia, how you doing? So let's look at school shootings that are, according to the news, are newsworthy. On August 27th, 2025, shooting occurred at a Catholic school in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Another Minneapolis shooting. Man, Minneapolis is becoming the Wild Wild West. Okay. During a back-to-school mass, a gunman fired into the church, killing 2 children and injuring 21 other people. And, oh, by the way, the cowardice person goes out into the parking lots and offs themselves. On September 10th, the same day that Charlie Kirk was assassinated, a student at Evergreen High School in Colorado shot and injured 2 teenagers before dying himself by a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Analysis by the Anti-Defamation League found that the shooter had been radicalized online through extremist ideology and had a fascination with mass shootings. How do these children, when you're born, okay, they don't just sit there and go, okay, mass shooter, rapist, yada, 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 yada. These things are learned, okay? And one side could say, kids sitting in basement playing violent video games, and their mind, it's not reality to them anymore. It's the way it is, and maybe they get a little cuckoo in the Cocoa Puffs, okay? Could be the reason why. Or they're just naturally, they have a mental disorder. And I will tell you that if you watch the interviews, from all these mass shootings, all these killings, and you listen to the person talk, you would know right away that the main problem, okay, the thing that holds the nut together is there is some sort of mental disorder going on there. Okay? Because, hey, Philip, because people, guns don't grow legs and go out and do these things. Okay? It's physically impossible for that to happen. Okay?
No,
it can't happen.
No.
All right? But
guns do grow legs.
People want you to think that, just like a man can get pregnant.
Guns do grow legs.
Hey, Mike.
Hey.
They grow legs as soon as some nut job picks them up.
Exactly. But physically, they can't do it on their own. And all these people are, like I said, a little cuckoo in the Cocoa Puffs. Okay? Now, some of them may have an absolute hatred towards somebody, but who has, and then here's my thought. You have to be some kind of coward to go to a school, go into a church where it's supposed to be a safe zone, and you're the only wackadoodle in there, and you're doing harm to people. Okay? And then you say, okay, well, maybe if teachers were trained, remember that big push where teachers are trained on gun safety and stuff like that, then, oh, no, we can't have that. We can't have that. What if the teacher goes crazy or whatever? The kids just drive her to a breaking point. I mean, there's always a tit for tat.
Hey,
okay?
Mike.
Yeah. What's up, Philip?
That's true.
What's true?
Well, Mike.
He was agreeing with what you've just said.
Oh, okay. Yeah, mental kills people. That's absolutely correct. Okay.
But you've got to think, how do they get mental?
Exactly. Hey, Lynn, how you doing? There's John. Welcome in. Yeah. Guns don't kill people. People kill. All right. And it's just the tool. I mean, because you can go to these countries where firearms are not allowed in the country, but people will find an instrument to kill other people.
Over here,
they use a screwdriver, they use a knife, whatever the case is, people will find a way to do it. It's just they're so prevalent in the United States, and people keep saying we need more gun laws. How about just enforcing the gun laws that we have? Okay. How about be responsible lock your stuff up, like at our house, we lock ours up. Okay. And nobody has the combo to that thing except for Terry and myself. That's it. There's no grandchildren. There's nobody has the combo for that thing. All right. And that's the plain and simple thing. Be responsible. You see all these kids and it's their dads, it's their granddads, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Yeah.
You just scared the shit out of me.
Huh?
You just scared the shit out of me.
Why is that?
You have the combination as well as Terry.
Yes.
And you have to be responsible.
Yes.
And there's my little cutie pie.
Yep. I mean, it is the police shootings up in Pennsylvania, the police shootings that were in New York, the police shootings. I'm going to tell you something. These people in Chicago and Memphis, they are gearing up. I just watched a video. Now the city of Memphis has put cameras throughout their downtown area, and at the police command center, they can watch every avenue of every alley of every street. They showed how they track the criminals as they're trying to get away. It goes on and on and on. And now people are saying, "Oh, that's an invasion of privacy." You're walking on a city street. That's not invasion of privacy. That's keeping people safe. Okay. So you must have a problem. Now, we have had 31 police officers so far this year get gunned down. Okay. 31. And that's on that national website of slain police officers. So 31 so far this year have died in the line of duty. That doesn't include the numbers that have died in police chases, writing a ticket and getting hit on the side of the road, going to domestics and getting involved with a couple. And, because as a police officer, one of the things that we trained on domestic violence is that you never take your eyes off of both individuals. And when you have determined who was the instigator, removing that family member from the house sometimes triggers the other person. Okay? So you have to have eyes on her. No police officer should ever go into a house on a domestic call by themselves. You're outnumbered. Because as soon as you start hurting, trying to maintain control of the subject, the other one is shown time and time again will turn on you because you're turning on supposedly the person that loves them the most, and or the person inflicting violence. It is a weird animal, domestic violence, guys. I'm just telling you, it is a weird animal, and it has to be handled with kid gloves. Hey, there's Ed over at Whistle Stop. Good morning.
Sorry, Ed, I did tell him 10 minutes ago.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I mean, the courts are just letting people out left and right. And I just don't understand that. Because I listened to Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania, explain that whole thing about the police shootings up in PA. Hey, there's Carlo 21. How you doing, brother? Camping Cage Free. Kevin is in. Kevin. Got to say that a couple of times.
I'm waiting to see if you put my reply to Kevin.
Hey, oh, Terry went outside. I wanted Terry to read that.
What's a woman said
I've
you're
only
right.
heard that phrase right there one time in my life from Terry. I'm just saying hello. It shut me off and I'm back online. Oh, okay. Lacey P. She's saying hello. She's here. She's so beautiful. Support from Husky Edna. Thank you, Carlo. Let me get down to my view is that the mainstream media says the MAGA is fascist. Now, what is fascism? Okay, if you looked it up, right? If you looked up the word fascism, I read it and I don't want to say I memorized it, but it kind of seems to me the people that are yelling out these words like fascism, you're a fascist, aren't they really the fascists? Okay, because you're not believing in what they're dishing out, so they turn around and call you something that they are. Somebody look up the definition of fascist and post it so I can keep going here. I appreciate that. Yeah. And what happened to people like Walter Cronkite on the CBS Evening News, where reporters got to the ground floor of an issue and presented everything in an unbiased manner? Not now. Now our news is politically motivated. Okay? They're throwing the logs on the fire. And they're doing it on purpose, and not accidentally on purpose. It is on purpose. Right? So we have that one. Then you got other mass shootings. Pennsylvania on September 17th, a mass shooting occurred in North Codorus Township, where a man shot a police officer serving an arrest warrant, killing 3 officers and injuring 2 others. The shooter then died by suicide. Minneapolis on September 15th, 2 separate mass shootings at a homeless encampment left 13 people injured. Tampa, September 11th, a 17-year-old was killed and 5 men were injured in an overnight shooting outside an apartment complex. All right. Federal indictments. In September, a grand jury in Northern District of Oklahoma announced a series of federal indictments. All right. So we're a red state and the feds are coming in here and prosecuting. These included charges for felony, for a felon in possession of a firearm, conspiracy to pass counterfeit money, and various sex trafficking offenses. Hate crimes. While overall hate crime incidents are down, the number of people killed by extremists in 2025 has already surpassed the 2024 total. According to the Anti-Defamation League, in mid-September, a man was arrested in Washington, D.C. for a hate crime murder. All right. Let me get the right mouse here. Immigration-related arrest. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, announced the arrest of several criminal illegal aliens in mid-September prior to convictions for violent crimes, including attempted murder and sexual assault. You know, there is more. I don't know how customs are in other countries that I've never been to. I'm seeing more and more people that ICE is picking up for sexual assault, for rape of a child under the age of 14, under the age of 8, under the age of. I don't understand. Now, maybe I do. Maybe that is normal where they come from. Maybe that is what they were in jail for, and they were released out of the jails and says, you leave the country, go to America, whatever. I don't know, because I don't know the case on each individual, but I'm hearing it more and more that there is a sexual assault element to a lot of these illegal migrants that are coming into the United States. Okay. I'm seeing that a lot of DUIs, vehicular homicides. I'm seeing a lot of robbery homicides. And it's just like, is it in other countries, you know, if you're going to do a crime, kill the witnesses so there are no witnesses? I mean, what is it? You're shaking your head up and down. Yes. I mean, it's crazy to me. And we got, and we're supposed to believe that 21 million people are coming here and they're fleeing whatever. I mean,
socialism.
Yeah.
But you're talking about all these people that have come in and are creating all these problems. What about when the nationals of that country decides, well, if it's all right, if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for us? We've just had 2 Englishmen arrested for abducting and raping a 2-year-old. I physically want to go down and wring their fucking necks.
Yeah. I mean, it is.
They've been locked up. They're locked up till trial, no bail.
Yeah.
But when does it become all right for a 32-year-old man and a 25-year-old man to grab a 2-year-old, take it out in a car, and rape it in the boot? Sorry, people, it's just got me so bloody mad when I read it this morning.
Now, I will tell you, when I'm looking on here, over 1,200 people have been killed by police in the United States, and that was in 2024. There's 929 so far have been shot by police officers in 2025. Okay. Killing by race. In 2024, 22% or 277 people that were black were killed by police officers. In 2024, 16%, 201 were killed that were Hispanic. In 2024, 445 that were white, 35% were killed by police officers. Native Hawaiian and Pacific Islanders, disproportionately high rate compared to white people. Indigenous people, no stats, and others, no stats. It is a crime when you look at, hopefully this will come up. Okay, 2025, police have killed 929 people in the U.S. so far in 2025. Okay. Police killings per 1 million people in the U.S. For every 1 million people, 130, it's saying 130 Native American, Native Hawaiian and Pacific Islanders have been killed. 93 in every 1 million blacks are killed. American Indian and Alaskan Native, 58 out of every 1 million. 43 Hispanics out of every 1 million. 33 whites out of every 1 million. But remember, there's a lot more of those. But in every, you'll see in 1 million, this is the number. But when you look at the total amount in millions, the Caucasians are at 35% of all killings by police officers. And then 11 Asian round out the list. For every 1 million Asians, 11 are killed. Police have killed 32 fewer people in the U.S. through August 2025 compared to the same period in the previous year. Okay. But we're all wrapped around the axle. It's police officers. It's police officers. What are you doing, Paul?
Trying to stop you for a minute.
Oh, okay.
Jamie, our thoughts go out to you and your family. Our prayers for your fourth grandbaby going home so early. Her fourth grandbaby didn't make it.
What happened?
Didn't make it. She's gone back to heaven. It's a miscarriage.
Oh. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, the jail in Memphis is named the Glamour Slammer. No wonder there's no fear for going there.
That's where they should put woke shit.
Should be like the Old West. Terry and I went up to Wyoming, and the Old West jails were probably as big as just our dining room area here. And they said that they could squeeze in a total of, what did they say, 39 or 40 people into that one little jail with no room to lay down or nothing like that. And they didn't care. They put you in jail. You were in jail for a reason. You go down to Tombstone area. We went to this one tour of a ghost town, and the jail was a gigantic oak tree, and it had a cable. It had a cable wrapped around it, and you were handcuffed, and you had to sleep on the ground outside the jailhouse or the sheriff's office, and you had to sleep on the ground. Okay. Hey, I like that. That's the way it should be.
Jeffrey Knox is an
Jail
idiot.
should not be comfortable. Okay. Prison
Have you
should
seen
not
that?
be comfortable.
Have you seen that?
What's that?
Jeffrey Knox is an idiot.
Who?
America is far from the greatest. We are a mess and a shame of a president. It was a shame when you had Joe Biden sitting in the seat as a puppet.
I just read Jamie's thing, her fourth grandchild. They had a miscarriage.
You see, if I had YouTube on, I would have deleted that.
What's that?
If I'd had YouTube on, I would have deleted that as a moderator. But because I'm not I'm not on StreamYard, I can't do jack shit.
What was it?
Jeffrey Knox said, America is far from greatest. We are a mess and a shame of a president.
Well, that's just Jeffrey talking.
That's his opinion, and he has his right.
He has his right to his own opinion. I mean, we thought the same thing when Joe Biden was in there.
Yes.
Everybody
Yes,
is
right.
everybody is politically motivated, and
I'm not. I don't give a shit.
well, I mean, you got to look at it. You got to look at it like this, and this is the way I look at it. A clock's right twice a day, okay, and that's the only thing. That is the only thing that's 100% correct. Okay, people in general have a certain way. I don't know what Jeffrey's thoughts are. I will say that I felt the same way when Joe Biden was in there and inflation went crazy and 21 million people came into the country. I was pissed. I was boisterous about it. I didn't like it. And now trying to correct that on who's in power now, to get rid of all this madness that has come in to our country. I understand if he is a huge supporter of that side, I would understand that he would be pissed off, just like I was pissed off when Biden was in office or was actually filling the slot. But he's entitled to his opinion. And when we don't acknowledge somebody else's opinion, you may not agree with it, okay? But you're willing to talk, okay? When you're not willing to talk anymore, then that's when violence happens. Kind of like when democracy fails, the military goes to war, okay? When you're not willing to work out the differences, then that's when you go to war. And that is the left against the right. It has been perpetrated by news agencies, by newspapers, by politicians, by judges, by people, by activists. I mean, it is the way it goes.
It's been that way since before the Civil War.
Sure. Everybody is, the South had their way of thinking. The North had their way of thinking. Okay, let's look at it this way. We went to war against the British Crown because we felt, all right, that we were being taxed without representation was one of the big things, okay? Is taxation without representation. The British kept taking. We said is enough is enough. The second
right.
Hang on. Let me finish this.
Right. It was not the British. It was the king.
Well, yeah. The other part was before the Civil War happened, everybody said, "Oh, it was about slavery." It was about a lot more than slavery. Okay. The biggest part of it was taxation without representation. The North was the industrial North. They don't grow nothing up there. All right. They dig holes, they get metal out of the ground, they make steel, they do this, blah, blah, blah. Down south, they grow everything. So the North was taking and still taxing, taking and taxing. And the South said, you know, we went to war with the king from England for taxation without representation. And you yahoos are doing the exact same thing. Yes, it's only one part of it. Slavery was bad. Okay. All right.
But it's
It
funny
was
how
bad.
they only
I
remember.
got that.
It's funny how they only remember the slavery part.
Yeah. That's the only part they remember. I mean, if part of when I went to college, I got a minor in history, and I wanted to focus that part. I took every class I could about the wars that happened within the United States as a military guy. Okay. I wanted to know. I've always told the Civil War, it was about slavery, and it was much, much more than slavery. Again, slavery, bad. Is slavery still going on today? Oh, you bet your ass it is. It's all over the world. Okay. It is everywhere. Okay. There have been people in slavery much, much, much longer, okay, on the African continent than people even realize. Indians owned slaves. They took them. They didn't buy them. They took them.
Yep.
Freeing Africans were taken by Indian tribes and enslaved again. Holy crap. And people don't want to talk about that. Okay. But do your research. Don't just take what Big Mike says, what a newscaster says. Research it yourself. Convince yourself that you are right. Okay. And when you're right. And when it comes to you have to yell and scream to get your point across, you have lost. Okay.
Why do you think I scream so
You have
much?
lost. All right. When it comes to name calling, you're a Nazi, you're a fascist, blah, blah, blah. Come on. There's nobody in America that was worse than the Nazis. Okay. Nobody in America is killing 6 million people because of their religion. Okay. Or the way they think. Nobody. To
They
throw
want
those
to.
words around is so irresponsible. Okay. Is so irresponsible that you don't have a ground to stand on when you use words like that, because that's just childish BS. And that's my thoughts. Okay. But Jeffrey, welcome in. We try to be, say things
Neutral.
in a neutral, so people will join in on the conversation and not just make blanket statements, yada, yada,
Like I
yada.
just did to Jeffrey, and my apologies.
Yeah. Yeah, the old jails were sweat boxes. Exactly.
I'm not too big to not apologize when I've gone off the top. Now you know why I'm bold.
Areas are a mess. And yes, the truth does hurt a lot of people, and that goes on both sides. And people don't want to hear the truth. We have a great leader now, and JD Vance will be the next POTUS. Yeah, I mean, he might, you know. Now, I will tell you that, and I've told people this, I've lived in 36 countries throughout my military career, my civilian career, and stuff like that. 36 countries. All right. Or I've been to 36 countries. I have lived in something like 14 of them, actually lived there. And I have seen countries that I felt safe in, like South Korea. I felt very safe in South Korea. And then there's places that my eyes had to move back and forth all the time. Thailand is a nice place to visit, but there's a lot of crime, a lot of thieves. Don't keep your property unsecure. It'll be gone. The use of money machines and putting those fake things on, man, I didn't trust none of those things. We went to the major hotels and used theirs, or to a bank and used theirs if we needed money when we were in the country. So there's not. I've been to the Philippines, love the Philippines, but there are bad sides. There's bad sides of every country. Okay. I went to Australia. Man, boy, I love Australia. My goodness gracious. I love that place. Easy to deport people from, we're finding out.
I wish we had their laws.
I've been to England before the mass illegal immigration that was back in the 80s. And absolutely loved the countryside. Got to tour all the historical places in London, Hampton Castle, blah, 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 on and on and on. I got to see all that stuff. But I haven't seen it the way it is now. And what I'm seeing is it is turning bad. Okay. The British people have, and I watched the demonstrations, hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of Brits took the streets, and now they're saying, we want what Trump is doing in the United States here, and vamoose, you got to go. Okay. And there's a lot of them, and they're paying taxes. And I mean, come on. They just started talking about the continuing resolution, and Chuck Schumer said, okay, it's up here at the Senate. We like most of this, but we want to add this. Adding $5 billion more for health care for illegal aliens, the Senate added in there on the Democratic side. Well, that ain't going to fly.
Who's going to get it?
That ain't going to fly. They're
Who's
not
going
going
to
to
get it?
dedicate no more money. And guess what? I believe this time, if they don't get their shit together and we shut down the government, you have not seen chaos yet, guys. You have not seen chaos. All right. When paychecks aren't going out, yikes. Okay. That's what it means. Chaos. I'm telling you guys, you don't understand what's going to happen if that stuff is, if it gets shut down. Mornings. Yeah, you're right. I mean, you're absolutely right. Yeah. He was a wreck. I mean, I don't know who was running the government.
Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, that super jail in El Salvador. 40,000. Man, I'm telling you something. In those jail cells, you got to climb so high. If you're afraid of heights, you don't want to be on the top bunk. I mean, it's like climbing a ladder to get to your rack.
Of course, the worst thing is if you've got somebody that doesn't want you to get to the top bunk.
Now there's a thing called MEGA, Make Europe Great Again, or Make England Great Again. That's going, I mean, it's flooding. I mean, they can't keep that stuff in stock on all these stores. The Brits, the Europeans, mean, look what happened. Look at the violence in France. Crazy.
There's about to be violence in Birmingham.
Yeah.
The Birmingham Council have been stripping all the British flags off the posts again.
Yeah,
They've
you're
been
right.
leaving the Pakistani flags up and taking the British ones down.
That I agree. We've been selling out America for a long time. All right.
Same over here. Labour's been selling the government out.
Just remember this. Yes, First Amendment guarantees all Americans the freedom of speech until it becomes hate speech. When your words incites violence, okay?
Hi, Minty.
And some people calling people Nazis could be construed as inciting violence, okay? Calling them fascists. People are throwing these words around like punchlines, okay? Like they have no freaking meaning anymore, okay? And it's just absolutely, and if you're okay, and I'm not okay with this, if you're okay with our Congress and our Senate fighting like freaking kindergarten kids and can't agree upon nothing, the sky's blue. No, it's clear. Okay. Blaming the other ones. Oh, and when your sentence starts off with, but you're already arguing like, how about getting together, coming together, figuring out what's best for America? And here's the big kicker, and I've said this dozens of times. If you represent your people as a congressman or a senator, stop voting your conscience. Vote the way your people elected you to vote, not what you think. Oh, I don't think this and I don't think that. We didn't send you there for that. You have a congressman that's supposed to represent the majority of the people and what those people want. Okay? Not the 0.25% of people, the whole. If your people want to abolish property tax, then you should be voting to get rid of property tax. If your people want more cops on the streets, you should be voting for more cops on the street. Okay? It's the needs of the many that outweigh the needs of the few. Again, thank you, Dr. Spock, for saying that many, many years ago. And that's not what our politicians are doing. They're going up there. They're laughing at your face. Oh, I'm back in office. They only tell you what you want to hear when they want to get elected.
Yeah.
Okay. Just like they're saying, get rid of DEI and promote somebody on their merit. How good are they at their job? How successful are they at their job? Okay. That's what we should be doing to our politicians. What have you done for me lately? And if the word is nothing has changed, why are you still voting for the ruling class? You're an idiot. And you heard that from me. God knows that pisses me off. And I think there should be term limits. If there's term limits on a president, should be term limits. I say 3 terms and you're gone. Okay? Governors have that. Presidents have that. Why isn't the Congress and the Senate like that? Get rid of them. Yeah. I'm just sick and tired of the same old, and you're still spinning the same wheel. You're hurting the same people. And until Black America freaking wakes the hell up and understands
they've woke
that since time began, the right to vote, the civil rights movement, the Democrats haven't done shit for you, but got your vote. You are lashed in, and I'm going to say it, okay? It may not be popular, all right? They have made you a slave to poverty. They have made you a slave to food stamps.
They've made them dependent.
Subsidies, to living in the projects. That's right there. You are right where they want you to be, and you don't even realize that shit. And that's what makes me mad. And for that,
they're waking up.
And for that, these people need to wake up and vote what is best for you. Now, I understand that if you're receiving food stamps and welfare and all this other stuff, you don't want nobody to screw with that. I get that. Okay? That's the way you're surviving. And I get that. But guess who put you there? All right? You didn't do it all by yourself. Oh, we can come up with another plan. We can come up with this. And we'll keep them right where we want as long as we got their votes. Well, guess what? There was such a movement this last time. Even if 13 million Black Americans could vote, it wouldn't have changed the outcome. I'm telling you, you guys, people have got to understand what the hell is going on. And you know what? You go into, I watch these things. I don't know how real they are. Asking people, hey, who's the vice president? Hell, I don't freaking know. You know, it's crazy. People don't even know who's your senator. Well, hell, I don't know. Well, he's representing you. It's crazy, guys. Yeah, I need to probably go to confession.
The coloreds are waking up.
Yeah.
Because now they've realized with all these illegal immigrants getting put in front of them, they've opened up schools for the illegals that they closed for the coloreds.
Yeah. We don't say coloreds, we say Black Americans.
Over here, we have to say coloreds, not blacks.
Really?
Yes.
Well, it changes all the time in the States. Hey, Sandy Gibson, welcome in.
Do you know what? True story. My old man was a racist. He had one of the blackest, and I'll tell you this because I knew the fella, blackest people I've ever met as a best friend. They were both in the parachute regiment together.
Yeah. That is a true statement. He did say that.
Yeah. Now, that fella saved my old man. My old man saved him. They were in the same unit. But every time they saw each other, they would cross the street, walk on opposite sides of the road. And the fella that my dad called a nigger, he'd shout over, "Hey, honky, what you doing?" "I'm doing nothing, nigger. Now get on with it." Could you imagine them doing that now?
Yeah. And yes, Democrats did start that. Yep, they are supported by that. But,
Jamie, they are brown, they are tan.
But the funny thing is these politicians try to switch it around. it's kind of like the Russia hoax. They were saying that they were doing it when in fact they were doing it. They put it together. They lied. They said it was these guys, but then when you really get down to the brass tacks, it was them. It's kind of like everything that they do ends up backfiring on the Democrats. Why are you playing these stupid freaking games? Go to work, be a responsible adult, work something out, make America prosperous, make it what's best for the people, and move on. And stop voting for yourself and vote for your people. Now, I'm not saying people who need it should use it, but you know, if your financial planning is all based on welfare and stuff like that, then you might want to rethink. Now, I understand there's people who need it. They're not capable of working. They're not, whatever the case is. I don't know. Your story is your story. But
stay safe, Wendy.
it's kind of like your birth control program. If your whole birth control program and regime is based around Planned Parenthood, you might want to rethink your plan. Okay, if abortion is your safeguard, okay, in your pregnancy plan, then you need to probably come up with another freaking plan. All right, and don't ask me to pay for it. I'm sorry. There's a lot of things that Planned Parenthood does, okay, that I'm fine for. Breast examinations, all kinds of stuff. But that one thing that separates conservatives, all right, from liberals, that's the only thing I don't agree upon. And I don't think a taxpayer should have to pay for that. There's no way. Just like taxpayers shouldn't have paid for gender studies in Uganda, okay? Gay and lesbian rights in, wherever. That if you were gay over there and you were publicly gay, they'd kill you. Okay. But we're giving them millions of dollars to educate them, to make them think the way we think. Okay.
They ain't getting no
countries run themselves. All right, Lacey. Have a good one.
Get millions of dollars.
Roadkill Ron.
Those millions of dollars are going straight into some politician's back pocket.
Yeah, move where the food is. I remember that one. I remember that, Sam Kinison.
And that's exactly what the bloody well illegals have done.
But and I get it. I get the fact that Black Americans in Chicago are so freaking pissed off because now they're behind illegal aliens. Because before they were on the bottom of the list, if you listen to everything that they were saying and the government not taking care of them, but yeah, we'll still vote for you. Now they're even behind in Chicago, behind illegal immigration, because the Black community has been screaming for years. Why don't you refurbish these schools so we're not overcrowded? But yada yada yada. Why don't you reopen this? And why don't you pay for this? And civic centers for these kids have something to do. Blah blah blah. And they never did it. But they're doing it now to house illegal migrants. And so if you're a Black American and now you're being put behind somebody who's not even a citizen of your country, How does that frickin' make you feel? That's what that right there should piss you off to no frickin' end.
Oh, it has. It's pissed them right off.
And who's holding the signs? Welcome to Chicago, President Trump. Black Americans. They're sick of it. I mean, not the gangbangers. Okay, they don't want you there. You're messing with my money. Okay,
they're not gangbangers. Romans were real gangbangers.
But tax-paying Black Americans are pissed. They're tired. They're thinking like a cop's wife now. Am I going to see my child when after school lets out? Is my child going to make it home? Can I go to church without being shot? Okay. Can my kid go to the park without being, assaulted or harmed or raped or killed or whatever? Yeah, those are real problems that they have not solved, that they have not helped. But keep voting for you because, only blacks vote for blacks, and that's not true. More blacks are moving over to the conservative side than ever in history. They're sick of it. So, guys, I just wanted to talk about what's going on. They were even trying to somebody brought up something about District of Columbia becoming the 51st state. So I don't know. But anyway, guys, Paul, I want to thank you for coming in. I know we've been on an hour and a half.
That's all right, because I was only going to give you another 4 minutes.
And if you looked at the new thumbnails, I mentioned my brother Paul. All right. He's now an official YouTuber. He just ain't making no fucking money. I'm making money off your likeness.
I don't care. You make as much as you can get.
I ain't making squat on YouTube. But I love it. I love it.
See, now that's why I like America and England. You can make money off others. Yeah. You just don't have to rub the faces in it.
Yeah. And I do. I do have faith. Americans have always come through. We're going to go through some hard times, guys. It may get worse before it gets better. But once it starts getting better, it's already been getting better. All right. Remember back in the day, Terry was telling me when she used to sell real estate.
Susan, that's not nice.
When she used to sell real estate, interest rates were at 8%. Could you imagine your mortgage at 8%? And that was normal. Crazy.
You can say what you like about me, Susan. I've got broad shoulders. Did you see what Susan said?
What's that?
Paul has to pay us for looking at him.
Yeah. Is that Susan or is that Jerry?
Oh, that's Susan.
Oh, okay.
Jerry will be at work.
I don't think Susan would say something like that.
Oh, yes, she would.
Oh, Susan is a very, very nice lady. Now, Jerry is an old containerist Navy guy.
See? There you go. No, it is me.
So it is Jerry.
No, it's Susan.
See? I don't work. I'm retired. That's Jerry. Susan works to keep Jerry busy. Keeps him busy on the farm. Jerry, that is Paul.
Wow. I completely figured Jerry wrong. I thought Jerry was...
New video out at 10 o'clock. All right. O'Rourke's has got a video coming out at 10 o'clock. Guys, go over there and check her out. Check out her video. Leave a comment.
Boy, Mike, you got that right. She just had me busy.
Yeah. All right, guys. Hey, I want to thank everybody for coming in. Remember, Morning Talk with Mike every Monday and Friday, 8:30 in the morning. Never know what we're going to talk about. Hey, and you guys are always welcome to come up and give me your 2 cents worth. All right. Or a nickel and some change or whatever. It doesn't matter. I want to thank Paul for coming in. He's been a vital part of Morning Talks with Mike.
I've enjoyed it.
And many, 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 many other channels that he moderates for. So,
There's no morning talk next Friday, right?
what's next Friday?
I believe Terrie's going to the hospital.
No, she goes on the 29th.
Oh, so it's the Friday after.
Is that what it is? Yeah. Yeah. Next Friday, we'll have Morning Talks with Mike. And right after that, I put it at the bottom down there. We're going to be going to the Homestead.
That'll be the Monday after.
In McAllister, Oklahoma on the 26th. Then the 27th, Saturday, 28th. Monday, we will not, the Monday, the 29th, we will not have a Morning Talk with Mike because I will be driving Terrie for her surgery. So prayers for Terrie that everything goes great. And I don't know if we're going to have a sergeant's talk, and I don't know if we're going to have hanging at the homestead next week because I've got to be taking care of Terrie, and I don't know when they're going to release her from the hospital. She could be there overnight. She's mandatory overnight. So
yeah.
Anyway, guys.
Yeah,
I'll be taking care of Miss Terrie. So anyway, guys, I want to thank you for coming in. Remember, be kind to one another. Help somebody in need, and always think of that. Guys, we love you. God bless you. We'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.
Have a good weekend, everyone.